So can you maybe talk about just a little bit, what is the experience you have, right, when you are painting?
7 or nearly 8 years ago, our family moved into a very ugly and sad house, to be honest. When we moved in, I just painted day and night all the rooms. So what happened when I was painting? I just entered the room. I moved through the room for days and I was like picking up the energies. I cleansed it with all my shamanic rituals. And then later on, there was something like persistent in the room, what could not be changed by energetic work. So I thought, what about some physical changes? And then I started painting all the walls while really allowing all the energy to flood my system. And it was like, oh, this feels like heavy or stiff or whatsoever. So while I was painting and making big movements with my arms, and I used both hands for painting to have more like the left, right side really communicating. And while I was doing it, I just opened my heart for transformation, like let the liveliness come in, let the joy come in. And if there was something like that needed to be grieved out, I was suddenly painting like clouds that were crying. And while I was painting crying clouds, I started to cry and like process the energy of the place, and I could transform it by it. And it was amazing for me to discover this ability. So I started painting all the rooms and communicating to the room. And like also when I was painting, like sadness came to my awareness and it was expressed. So sometimes it had to stay for 1 or 2 years. We had the crying walls. And then just 2 years later, it was like, oh, it's done. We're done crying in this part of the house. And then I started painting it again and remodeling it. And so I discovered that just painting along, like processing it, and while I paint, it just comes to my awareness and says, hello, that's me.